The only immigration detention center in Colorado can keep its doors closed to unannounced inspections from the state. The ruling from a judge today is a big win for the private prison contractor Geo Group. That corporation runs the Aurora ICE facility, suing Colorado over a new state law. The judge determined that Colorado's law was too targeted and therefore likely unconstitutional. Colorado's law would only impact that one ICE facility and not any other private detention center. Geo sued and lost over a similar law in Washington state, but the Washington law treated the ICE facility just like other private prisons. So now Colorado's law is blocked until at least mid-October, when Geo's contract with ICE ends. I should say this is separate from the state's lawsuit against Geo that was filed yesterday. That lawsuit asks a judge to force Geo to comply with public health orders as the state and Adams County try to investigate a tuberculosis case from June. Republican Victor Marx's campaign for governor has described his merchandise sales operation as a financial powerhouse, raising hundreds of thousands of dollars, while other Republicans have called him a con man and a grifter. Until today, the Marx campaign has ignored our questions about Victor Marx's claim that backers could funnel unlimited amounts of money to support him through this online merch store. Today, the campaign's attorney said it was all perfectly legal, does not violate campaign finance limits because the money doesn't go to the Marx campaign. So, where does the money go?
Another way people can support us is go to Victor2026merch.com. If they order merchandise, there's no limit on that.
That's right.
They can order as much as they want. That will really help us.
Republican gubernatorial candidate Victor Marx is pushing people to an online merch store, selling official campaign clothing, Victor Marx coffee, even selling access to Marx himself. A $1,300 package buys you a meeting with Marx. His attorney now tells a conservative talk radio station those limitless, untracked purchases are legal under campaign finance law because the money isn't going to the Marx campaign.
What I've been authorized to say is that, look, for a period of time, the campaign allowed a third party, right, to sell its merchandise. It has allowed a third party to sell its merchandise. None of that money comes to the campaign. The campaign doesn't get the benefit of any of that money.
The talk radio guys weren't curious to ask, who is this third party profiting off of the Victor Marx campaign? But I'm curious like a cat. Who's getting the money? Marx himself, Marx's family, his $7.5 million a year ministry? My search led me to Marx's daughter, Bree.
Hey guys, my name is Bree. Most of you know me. My dad's Victor, running for governor of Colorado, Victor Marx.
Campaign finance records show Bree Marx has been paid more than $20,000 over 4 months for consultant and professional services. Prolific online postings show her hawking Marx merch like coffee and hats and talking about running the merch store. And the campaign told the Sky High News in June that Bree Marx had led their merchandise operation to nearly $200,000 in revenue. So again, where's the money going?
Our integrity and truth is our shield.
The Marx campaign and Bree Marx didn't respond to our questions. His ministry says it isn't running the merch store and is not benefiting from the proceeds. We did notice that thousands of dollars in online ads promoting the Marx campaign have been purchased by an advertiser listed as Victor 2026 merch. So we bought a bumper sticker from Victor Marx's merch store just to see what would happen. We were not charged sales tax for the purchase, which is common for a campaign set up as a nonprofit, but it would be odd for a third-party online store. And it came in this envelope hand-labeled Victor Marx campaign. So, where did our $8 and all the money from Victor Marx's supporters go? We don't know, and he won't say. This November, Coloradans will decide whether to cap the state income tax rate. This is a measure from a conservative group that aims to block a progressive measure to raise taxes on the highest earners in the state. Secretary of State's office says that Initiative 232 gathered enough signatures to make the ballot. It asks voters to cap the state income tax rate at the current 4.4%. It's backed by the conservative advocacy group Advance Colorado. It's directly in competition with a graduated income tax initiative that is still yet to make the ballot. The progressive-backed Initiative 195 would reduce the income tax rate for Coloradans making less than $100,000 a year. It would keep it steady for people above that until you hit $500,000 a year. Those highest earners would pay more. If both of the measures pass in November, courts might have to get involved to decide which parts of which can go into effect. Denver's street sign that said Califorina Street got everybody's attention on the internet, good for a laugh, then got taken down, while the city reprints a version that properly says California Street. But our Spencer Soysher found other signs of trouble in the city.
Like a conservative politician, all of the negative attention is on California and Califorina, which is great because we get to show you this city worker's incredible grin again. But there are other streets in Denver with issues too. We pulled 311 complaints in the city about mistaken signs and found dozens of them. City Hall is quite literally in the backdrop of our shot of the 14th Street sign. The sign here used to say 14th Street. Now there's a north in front of that. At West 8th Avenue and Broadway, this sign is now correct, but look closely. We can't tell if it's green tape or paint covering up Boulevard. Broadway is just Broadway, not Boulevard, as someone flagged for the city on 311. Driving down East Fairmount near Lowry, my Apple Maps knows where I am. But the street signs over here say I'm on South Fairmount. One sign has it right still, and this annoyed cat on the sticker on it gets the point. This can get dangerous though. In April, a city employee flagged the wrong signs on East Fairmount Drive and said the error is, quote, causing confusion for first responders because the public thinks it's south when they call it an emergency. The city told us there's no exact price for each of the signs, and that the signs, which are often made by contractors, go through multiple touch points before they go up. So you think this job is easy? We're gonna show you before and after images on Street View and see if you can spot the difference in the letters on the sign. Little 1 or 2 test like you get at the optometrist. 1, this is South Broadway in Mississippi in 2015. 2, this is the sign in 2025. The new sign no longer has the South on it. 1, 52nd and Pecos Street in 2024. 2, 52nd and Pecos Street in 2025. Somehow it became Pecos Avenue in 2025. 1, 20th Street and Chestnut Place in 2021. 2, 20th Street and Chestnut Place in 2024. Somehow, it also became 20th Avenue in 2024. List of 73 signs that were marked as wrong by citizens. The city had time to look at 15 of them and determined of those 15, only 9 of the signs were messed up. I also asked how it decides which signs are worthy of fixing. The city said safety and well-being of the general public determines how it prioritizes fixes. Apparently we weren't safe with Califorina.
I have so many thoughts about this. There are going to be errors, right, when there's so many signs around the city. But if you're blowing Broadway, right, like that's like kind of a big one. I'm curious, who is so anal that they're spotting all these screwed up signs?
It's like 2 people. Like I'm looking at like all the complaints. Of those 2 people, there's a couple different email addresses. Yeah. One guy told me, yeah, that used to be my old email. I don't use that one anymore. Now I'm like putting my name on it. But the city said they only have like a 0.03% error rate. There's 250,000 signs. In the city, I found 73 complaints.
Yeah, just double check Broadway next time, right? And we can live with Califorina. All right, Spencer Soysher, that was interesting. Thank you. Renovations digging up 16th Street in downtown Denver unearthed a brick sewer system from the 1800s. If city council had learned about the extra costs involved, they likely would have you-know-what a brick. But our Janelle Finch explains how that was kept from city leaders.
After spending millions of dollars, you'd want what's on the surface of 16th Street to be beautiful. But as the saying goes, it's what's inside that counts. Or for 16th Street, underneath.
We're talking history here.
That history counts. At the start of construction, crews found part of Denver's historic brick sewer system ran under the street. Working around the sewers cost the city $18 million, plus more for other changes.
About 18% of the cost of the project. The project cost went from about $150 up to $175 million.
Timothy O'Brien's audit team spoke with the city council committee that oversees Dottie. They say 2 council members were not aware of the project's complications.
Let alone any drastic measures, such as an $18 million change order to keep it going.
The significance of the project and the dollar amount involved, they should have been in communication with the city council on this.
Dottie says a contract amendment wasn't required in this case, and the department moved forward.
We had crews out there, we had equipment out there, we had blocks of 16th Street that had been demolished to relocate utilities, and so we had a choice.
The audit team recommended creating a process where change orders can become amendments, but the department disagreed.
Those problems that we had occurred through delay-driven labor costs were within grounds of a change order.
Dottie did agree future project updates should be more informed and transparent.
Do we know how many people came to Denver to visit the historical sewer system?
We should have a counter actually past that plaque.
Dottie says it has already implemented project procedures for unanticipated discoveries. The department says it believes in consistent and clear communication with City Council. It says it will continue to refine the approach to updates.
So I understand, Janelle, why City Council might be kind of bent about this. I figure the construction company was probably just like, hey, listen, time to go to work.
Yeah, actually, during the meeting, Dottie was saying that this might have strained their relationship with PCL, but I reached out to PCL and they said, no, actually, our relationship is great, and probably because they got $18 million out of it.
I was about to say, American dollars can solve a lot of relationship issues. Janelle Finch, thank you. Kids in Colorado are going back to school, and there's a nonprofit that wants to make sure that those kids are comfortable and healthy and are not ashamed. This week's Word of Thanks microgiving campaign will help to put hygiene kits in schools across the state. The nonprofit Justice Necessary gathers all the essentials, soap, deodorant, shampoo, period products, and packages them up to go to schools and colleges around Colorado. They also partner with food banks to make sure that those hygiene items are available there because people can't use SNAP or WIC benefits to buy those things. The folks in charge tell me the ripple effects are all the obvious things that you would think about, right? Kids that don't have soap or laundry detergent can be too embarrassed to come to school if they're not clean. Access to period products are essential for girls. Kids who don't have toothbrushes and toothpaste can end up with dental issues that make focusing in school difficult and can set back their self-esteem. Thankfully, there's this nonprofit that's built a statewide distribution system to get low-cost bulk products to students who need them in every county in Colorado. Scan the QR code on your screen or text the word THANKS to 303-871-1491 to get that link to donate. Even $5 helps. That's how you've raised $19 million. And more than 8,000 of you have become the backbone of this program with a monthly donation to the Word of Thanks Fund. You pick an amount, and each month that donation is automatically split among all the nonprofits we feature. This month, we expect that that'll add about $50,000 per week. Denver's new scooter operator promised upgraded safety features, but it has been a bumpy start.
This summer, while on tour, I was able to coach my son's basketball team.
It's not Friday, but if we're getting bumped by Broncos tomorrow, we will make room for the goodness in your lives tonight. The first report card for Denver's new scooter operator is out, and they got a couple of needs improvement, which is what our society says now because we're too soft to fail anybody. VO's contract requires a quarterly report to the city. That report was a month late. The company said they pulled the wrong numbers, and they've spent a month correcting it. One of the company's big selling points to Denver was technology to identify sidewalk riding. The detection part is working, but it's not keeping people from riding on the sidewalks. The report shows nearly 339,000 detections in 46 days, more than 7,300 people a day playing Frogger on the sidewalks. Denver's transportation department said the number also includes sidewalk activity that is allowed, but try telling that to a disappointed city council.
If it's 1,700 or 7,000, it's greater than zero. Our sidewalks were never designed for anything moving at 15 miles an hour, and our laws are specifically designed to keep that from happening.
Another big promise was making sure that low-income riders had access. Lime said it had more than 17,000 people signed up for its free program last year. VO says they've got about half that. Death, taxes, and Xcel rate hikes, the only things certain in this world. This week, state regulators approved a more than 4% electric rate increase for Xcel's customers. That's a monthly increase of about $5 on the average residential bill. Goes into effect at the end of the month. Xcel says it needs the cash to expand its power grid. Could have been worse. That's only half what Xcel requested in terms of an increase. We've covered this game before, right? Xcel asks for sky-high rate increases, and then regulators settle for something in the middle, like your kid asking for 20 bucks when they know that 10 will do.
Ooh, that power grid is working overtime. The summer heat is on today with temperatures in the low to mid 90s, and we go even warmer tomorrow. But it's beautiful. Blue skies out there, not seeing a lot of that smoke and haze. And oh yeah, there's a little football game in town tomorrow night. We have the Packers here with a kickoff temperature of 91 degrees. Should be a warm, dry night for football in Denver. Temperatures today trending above the average of 87. As a matter of fact, we're still 89 degrees at 17 minutes after 6. Tracking slow-moving thunderstorms creating some issues in and around Pueblo and Colorado Springs. A couple inches of rain outside of Pueblo and Florence, and a severe thunderstorm warning for El Paso County and the Colorado Springs area. That storm has quarter-size hail with it. Not looking at a lot of flooding or flood worries over the burn scars today, and Denver stays dry tonight and tomorrow, but it all changes over the weekend. Temperatures will slide into the 60s overnight, then bounce into the upper 90s tomorrow, close to 100 degrees, and then a slow cooling trend, and we also bring back rain. The monsoon is back. Good chance for showers on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week.
It's impossible to be sad in a bouncy house. That's actually not true. Both of my girls have balled in bouncy houses, but that is where we went in search of your good news. Next. Next isn't on tomorrow. Broncos bounced us for the time slot. All good. In celebration, we hit up the world's largest bouncy house, looking for our neighbors' good news that we usually reserve for Fridays.
So we're bringing the world's largest bounce house, 26,000 square feet.
You guys have the best news because we're in town.
Every single time, whether it's with the kids or not, you walk into especially the big castle, it's like getting put in Alice in Wonderland. You see the rabbits, you see the colors, you see, everyone jumping. I mean, it's a completely different world. We want to give people as much shade as possible. So we have a lot of inflatables underneath the overpass. Oh, I'm the producer. You're not the bouncer? I could be the chief bouncer.
This summer, while on tour, I was able to coach my son's basketball team. He's 9 years old and he lives in Slidell, Louisiana, and they were able to win their rec championship. So we won the championship this summer. But not only that, last year he actually made a perfect score on his LEAP standardized testing for Louisiana, and I just got those results back. And we're just so proud of him, so that's my good news.
My good news would be that we're here, we're getting set up for the weekend, we're excited to be here. I think it's incredible news. It's we get to put on a very, very special event for families. You get to spend time with your kids. We have adult-only sessions as well. The adult sessions are wild. It's, you get to come here and just let go. Forget about the world for a minute, bounce, feel like a child again. My good news is that we get to bring this incredible event to the Denver area. We're so excited to be here with every family over here.
Marilyn, can you imagine the cubic yards of vomit that has been cleaned out?
I mean, I hope not.
No. And those adult sessions, they sound
like a hoot.
They sound like a something. Back with your feedback next. Feedback tonight from Nestor, great name, says your quip about city council on the brick sewer system story convinces me your daughters are going to be giving you the side eye for a long time about your dad jokes. Nestor says, I know my daughters have been giving me the side eye for the past 30 plus years. You know, Nestor, my girls are still young enough that they think that I'm funny, but I actually think it's going to be more enjoyable for me when they realize that I'm not. Gerald says, want to have some fun? Sit at home and watch the morning, noon, and evening news on 9 News and see how many banners at the bottom have misspelled words on them, like that city street sign. Oh, don't I know. My all-time favorite 9 News title misspelling was the food segment that said Kentucky Fried Chechen.